which goes onto the bottom of the pipe with a little olive clamp, just like a plumbing fitting. But that'll go right through the bottom of the tank and to the underside of the car. And then the last bit to go on is this, which is a sump, basically. It screws on to the bottom of the tank from underneath the car, goes over the filter, so that when the fuel is drawn through, it's drawn from the lowest part of the tank. You can run the tank dry, undo the sump, clean it out, take all the crud and rubbish out, put it back in again, and you're up and running, so long as you put some more fuel back in. Last bit to go into the tank is the sender unit here, which is the original part from the car when I bought it. It's got a tin float down here which floats on the fuel level, and it's just connected up here to a rheostat. Two connections on the top, one goes to the gauge itself, the other goes to a warning light. It's an amazing thing, in 1965 it actually had a warning light. So when it's filling up, this will rise like that, come up to the top and say I'm full. 14 gallons worth goes in there, and then as you start putting your foot on the gas, so it will go down to empty, and you get about 250 miles out of this tank, which is not bad really, given it's a sports car. It pops in here like this. Now if you put it in the wrong way, you hit a baffle, and that's to stop the fuel slopping around when it's only half full. So turn it round so it faces back towards me, and then with the gasket underneath, that just drops in there like that. 6 bolts hold it in. Once that's all screwed into place, last remaining job is then to connect from the pickup unit here, put the pipe work in along to where the fuel pump is in this wing, and then some more pipe work out of the fuel pump into this connection here, which then takes the fuel off to the carburetors. Once that's all done, start work on the boot. One boot lid, looking absolutely fantastic, restored. I just want to put it in place for now. I've already put in the rubber strip, and a tip there is when you're putting a seal like that on, is cut it a little bit long and then really squeeze it up to concertina it, because they do shrink a bit, and you often see cars that have got their boot lid on and you see a gap between the end of the seal, which obviously defeats the object of having it. So that's on in place like that. Look at that! Yes! Absolutely gorgeous. When that's held down firmly, it will look the business. Now it's held on by 2 hinges, and talk to any E-Type restorer and they'll say this is their worst nightmare. Now, you see the problem is, on a modern car, when you open the boot or a hatchback, you press the button and it goes in a very controlled manner using one of those oil-damped gas struts that we're all so fond of. A bit more primitive in 1965. This is a boot hinge. The boot attaches here, this is attached to the car, and it's sprung, as you can see, like so, with this leaf spring here. To make the spring, you basically get a bag of leaves, and you have to feed these leaves into each other until all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 springs are all exactly wound together, so all the holes line up, and this can take forever. This is so frustrating! It's number 4 I'm trying to put on now, and then there's number 5. So, time for a break. See you in a moment, and I will have it finished, I promise. I hate you. Welcome back to Car Is Reborn. Yes, it's all sorted and I am a happy man, but I'm not there yet, because it now goes in here like this, with its little locking nut on the back, like so. So there we are, that's attached. Going to do that up tight in a second, because the next job is then to basically uncoil these springs and for this to come onto this post like this. So we pop that through. If this all goes badly wrong, I could end up having this hinge surgically removed from my neck. So, like so. Right, now I've got it fixed, it's gloves off and I can actually put it in the car. There's just 2 bolts that it attaches to here on the side of the wheel arch, and then a couple of captive nuts that are in this frame up here. So it's a job for you to see what's going on, but fortunately we got dodgy director cam down here, who's giving you hopefully a bit of a view. when you start assembling the car after it's been painted, a lot of these bolts and the captive nuts that are already on the bodywork need re-tapping and re-dyeing to get the paint off the thread so that you can actually get all the nuts and bolts in. It's quite a time-consuming job. Right, Lee. Is that going to clear?
Yep.
Lovely jubbly, look at that. It's very nice indeed. When that's all settled in a bit and adjusted, it will fit like a good one. And I take back everything I said about the primitive nature of this car, because 4 springs would have been too few, 6 would have been too many. So watch this. 5 springs do it technique, as they say. Top line. I'm absolutely gagging for a cup of tea, so good time for you to take a look at another racing classic. See you later.
It's a great wee car. It's superb. You've got a very nice Singer Shamwa Sport here, but really that's a posh name for a Hillman imp.
It is, aye. Got a bit of wood as well in here.
Aye, that's the only difference, there's a wee bit of walnut on the dash,
That's
and
it.
they called it a Singer. Now this is a rally one. Would you like to tell me a wee bit about the specification of the car?
It's a 998cc. It's got twin Weber carburetors. The gearbox is quite a low gear gearbox, ideal for historic road rallying and where you get a quick acceleration but not a very top high speed, you know.
When you bought the car, what sort of cost was involved 4 years
We were
ago?
in about £3,000. We've had quite good enjoyment out of it as well, you know. That was the main thing. We're not interested for the money, it's more of the
enjoyment.
sport. Enjoyment, aye.
Aye, that's terrific.
Sure. Yeah.
It'd be great now to see and take it out onto the circuit and see if it's as good a car as you're telling me it is.
Well, I hope it is anyway.
Aye, I'm sure it will be.